welcome back to Elle the Law Student. Today I'm going to be talking about Freshers Week at Oxford University. I'm moving back to Oxford a week today, and then my college children will be arriving on the Tuesday, but kind of all the freshers will arrive at some point during that week, which is really cool but also can be a little bit scary. So what I thought I would do is go through what my Freshers Week was like, kind of basically say what I did do, what I didn't do, what I regret doing and what I regret not doing. I managed to fish out my Freshers Week timetable, and so I'm going to be referring to this just to remind me, so if I'm looking down a lot, that's why. So I arrived, we went and parked in the orchard, and then there were lots of people there to greet us. My college parents were there as well, which was really nice because they helped me to unpack. I went into one of the rooms in Worcester and all of the Freshers Committee were there. I paid for my accommodation for the first term, went picked up my Freshers t-shirt and like Freshers wristbands and that sort of thing, and then Delphine, my lovely college mum, helped me to take my stuff to my room, and yeah, I unpacked and that's about it. So the next thing I did on the day that I arrived was actually I went to get my subfusk with my parents, so I like my academic gown and stuff. You don't have to do it then obviously, and you can order it online before you go, but I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do with my parents before they went off. Then I was sort of in my room for a bit, sort of figuring out what was going on, and then that evening we went into the junior common room, the JCR, and met the committee. So the committee is like consists of people who've been elected for different positions, and they represent the college on different matters. So you've got the president, you've got the access rep, you've got the freshers rep, you've got like food and bar rep, just loads of different people, and they all introduced themselves and kind of just welcomed us to the college. So then after that I went to eat in hall for the first time. I think we went as college families, so I met my college mums and my college siblings and stuff, and we all went to eat in the hall. And then after that it was the first night party, and so this was the party where you had to dress up as something that began with the first letter of your name. So I dressed up as Elsa from Frozen, downside being that then for a while a lot of people thought my name was Elsa rather than Elle. And then there was a night out. I'm not sure which nightclub it was that night. I'm pretty sure I did go to that one, because I just wanted to meet those people. Worcester had a really good system in place where basically if you were leaving the nightclub because you like just earlier than everybody else for whatever reason, you could just text a few different people and they would come and pick you up. And so that's what I did. I think on the first night one of the reps for the college came over and just basically walked me back to college, which was really nice, and it made me feel so much more secure because I didn't know Oxford, it was the middle of the night, and yeah. So on the Wednesday we had some events that were in the Sultan Nasruddin Shah Centre, which is like a big beautiful modern building. That was basically just an introduction to the senior tutors, where we needed to go if we needed welfare support, that sort of thing, and we had a fire talk as well, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, obviously that's all compulsory. After that we had family tea parties, which were really nice. Again, we met our college parents and we all sat out on Nuffield Lawn, which is like the main big bit of grass in Worcester, and just had a little picnic, which was really cute. And then after lunch the biggest thing of that day was that we had these mandatory workshops. So every college you have to have a sexual consent workshop, like a workshop about racism and discrimination, and yeah, basically just kind of making sure that we get these values like out there. This year I'm actually leading the sexual consent workshop for Worcester, or I'm one of the people who is leading the sexual consent workshop for Worcester. I'm really actually looking forward to doing that because I think that these things always encourage like debate, but they also help to keep us safe. In the evening the biggest thing was that we had the freshers dinner, and that was with all of the tutors. We went to our tutor's office to meet the law tutors, and we had drinks with them before, like champagne and that sort of thing, and then we went to the freshers dinner, and basically all of the freshers had a big dinner with all of their tutors, and that was really nice because that was the first time since interview that we'd actually met our tutors. And then again we had another night out, and again I can't remember if I went on that one. I think I ended up going out like twice in Freshers Week, so it could have been that night. Thursday was the day that it all kind of started to go a bit downhill. Like Tuesday, Wednesday I was pretty much loving it, like I was meeting so many new people. It was a lot, but it was kind of a good I was a good kind of busy. That morning we had the Freshers' Fair, so we went to the main university exam schools and went around all of the stalls. Freshers' Fair is really great and it's a good opportunity to kind of chat to people about what you might want to get involved in. Basically sign up for loads of stuff and it's expected that you'll sign up for loads of things and then kind of drop things down as you go. Thursday morning we had a meeting with our tutors. So we basically got given the 2 reading lists that we'd be looking at that term. So we got a reading list of constitutional law and a reading list of criminal law. And like in reflection, the approach that the tutors were taking was because they wanted to make sure that we didn't stay in like typical student freshers week mode for forever. And I took it the wrong way, and as a result from this point onwards, this is kind of where all of my like difficulties with stress and overworking I think probably stemmed. Like I think this was kind of the on switch. I basically had an essay due in like 2-3 days time, and then I had another one due in another couple of days after that, and that was a lot. I had to do 2 full reading lists and I had to do 2 essays in subjects that I'd never studied before, and I had less than a week to do them, and I just thought, oh my god. And then one of the tutors made a comment about the fact that we were expected to do like 9 till 5 at least, and then somebody asked if we could take weekends off and they said no, it's like 7 days a week, and they didn't mean that. What they meant was, you know, there will be times where you have to work at the weekends. They didn't mean you're supposed to do 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, but that's how I took it. And so from that point onwards, if I wasn't working all the time, I did really beat myself up. So from this point onwards, I literally was just working during Freshers Week. It was pretty crap because I didn't make any new friends after that point during the week, to be honest, and it meant that for the rest of the term I felt like I was kind of playing catch up, trying to meet new people. Realistically, like the tutors aren't going to have super high expectations for that first week, and they do want you to meet new people and that sort of thing, and if a club night kind of like starts anyway pretty late, yeah, you absolutely can go. You know, sometimes it might not be the best idea to go out every single night during Freshers Week, but you should be trying to do the Freshers events, which from this point onwards I didn't do, and so I'm going to go through the Freshers timetable and basically say what I really wish that I had done. So after this point I was basically stuck in the library just doing work, but then that night there was another club night and more activities. I think people went to an ice rink that evening, and I should have gone to that, and I really do regret not doing that now. On the Friday, so now I'm looking at like the timetable because, as I said, at this point I was literally just working. On here it says that we had a sports afternoon, so you could go and sort of play different sports and meet new people. Again, that sounds amazing. That week it was such nice weather, and that was only like 3 hours in total, so you could go for 1 or 2 hours if you don't have that much time. Then there was a performance from one of the a cappella groups in Oxford in the bar, which again I wish I'd been to. And then there was a ghost tour of Oxford at 10 o'clock, which I think they're redoing. I think they're doing again this year for Worcester, and I really want to see if I can pretend to be a fresher and go along. Then on the Saturday, that's when we had our first college bop, and that's a big college party. Now, I think I did go to this. Somebody on my corridor, basically to every bop, for some like weird twist of nature, I would always bump into them and they would always drag me to the bop, every single term. And so I went to the bop for a little bit and then went back to my room, went to bed, and got up really early in the morning to do some work. Throughout the day on Saturday again there were like rowing taster sessions and other opportunities to meet people, and I was in the law library. On the Sunday was like a welfare day, which was really good, so I could have gone for a walk in Port Meadows, which I wish I'd done because Port Meadows is so beautiful and I didn't discover it until probably the end of the first term, or maybe even in fact I think it was the second term. Yeah, that was, I wish I'd been on that. But basically the moral of the story is my Freshers Week was really not great at all, but I'm making this video because I want you to know that my Freshers Week wasn't very good, and I really regret that. And I, like, going back now, I could have done so much more in that week. I could have made so many more friends. I could have like not done quite so much work. Freshers Week at Oxford is weird because you have work, and you are going to have to work hard. Like, please don't take this as a no, just go make friends, don't do any of your work, because it is pretty tricky. Like, there aren't many places where as soon as you arrive you get set like 2 essays with less than a week to do them, so it's pretty intense. But take time for yourself, because otherwise you'll burn out before the term's even started. You won't kind of make those friendships that are so important when you first arrive, and you won't be making the most of that university experience. I think the thing for me that probably turned it around quite a lot was I was in hall and somebody said to me, "Oh, you're the one who's always in the library, no wonder we've not seen you." And I was like, oh god, that is now what I am known as. And so from that point onwards I really tried to make an effort to get myself out there a bit more. But basically, enjoy your Freshers Week. It should be a really exciting time. It's probably going to be a slightly stressful time for so many different reasons, but don't let anything get too on top of you that you completely put aside your own mental health. Best of luck to you if you are doing your Freshers Week next week, and I'll probably see some of you there, which is really cool.